to enlightenment. 42. Amitabha's 48 Great Vows. The core of the Infinite Life Sutra. Today we are going to elaborate on the 18th vow. One will definitely be reborn within 10 recitations. This vow is the core of Amitabha's Great Vows. It is extremely important. We can summarize all 48 Great Vows into this 18th vow, which embodies the consummate skillfulness and expediency of Amitabha's liberating all beings. We must learn it earnestly with a very sincere and solemn heart. If you truly comprehend this vow, you are sure to have 100% confidence in rebirth. Let us join our palms and read this vow together. When I become a Buddha, all beings in 10 directions, upon hearing my name, will believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity. They will wholeheartedly transfer the merits of all their good roots and aspire to be born to my land. Even within only 10 recitations of my name, if they are not born into my land, I will not acquire Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, except for those who have committed the 5 heinous sins and slandered the true Dharma. This vow is the 18th vow. One will definitely be born into the land within 10 recitations. The vow that guarantees us to be reborn. The general idea of this vow is that when Sukhavati has been established and Amitabha becomes a Buddha, all beings in 10 directions, upon hearing his name, will bring forth utmost sincerity to believe and accept it. When they believe, accept, practice respectfully, and further bring forth a joyful heart to seek Sukhavati rebirth, they will then strive to keep their pure, sincere mind in all thoughts and transfer the good roots that they have planted to their Sukhavati rebirth. In other words, when one recites Amitabha, for even as little as 10 recitations at the moment of their death approaching, such a low standard, they can be reborn. Amitabha said that he would not procure Buddhahood if this vow could not be realized. Of course, this 10 recitations also includes the practice of 10 recitations method at ordinary times. However, as stated in the 18th vow, this excludes those who have committed the 5 heinous sins plus slandered the true Dharma. If one creates these extremely heavy sins and still refuses to turn back, he will be an exception and will definitely not attain rebirth. As long as we are not this kind of person, if we can bring forth the utmost and imperative sincerity to seek Sukhavati rebirth and recite Amitabha, we will absolutely attain rebirth even within only 10 recitations at the death approaching moment. This is a guarantee of being reborn into Sukhavati and attaining Buddhahood that Amitabha grants to us. Unless you do not want to go, if you are willing to go, no one will fail. You can be reborn within even only 10 recitations. 10 recitations are too easy, from 1 count to 10. Amitabha, 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 Amitabha. Amitabha, 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 Amitabha. You are reborn. If you are not reborn within even only 10 recitations, Amitabha would not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Look, it is this simple. It all depends on whether you are willing to believe it or not. This vow is truly inconceivable. We can never see a method that is simpler and easier than this. Where in the universe can you find another one? Among 84,000 methods, is there any other method simpler than this? This, surely being reborn even within only 10 recitations, perfectly embodies Amitabha's skillfulness and expediency of liberating all beings. He knows that all beings have very heavy karma, which leads to real difficulty in their practice. Well, practice the 10 recitation method now. Nothing is simpler than this, isn't it? So long as one has genuine faith and imperative aspiration to seek Sukhavati rebirth, one can attain rebirth. No matter how heavy one's karma is, all can be born carrying their karma along. The most genuine among all genuineness. This vow is really like senior laity Huang Nianzu stated. Among Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings, this is the most genuine among all genuineness. Nothing is more genuine than this. Laity Huang had mentioned in the annotation of the larger Sukhavati Vyuha with modern language that ancient patriarchs and great virtuous ones gave an overall comment to Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings. They all agreed that the Avatamsaka Sutra is the perfect teaching, surpassing all other teachings. It is the number one sutra and it leads to Sukhavati. This suggests that the destination of the Avatamsaka Sutra is the Infinite Life Sutra. Therefore, the Avatamsaka Sutra has been eclipsed when compared to the Infinite Life Sutra. The Infinite Life Sutra has become number one. And in the compilation version of Xia Lianzhi, there are 48 chapters. Which chapter is number one? It is chapter 6 that we are learning now, bringing forth the Great Vows. This is number one, the core of the whole scripture. And among the 48 vows stated in chapter 6, which vow is number one? It is the 18th vow. This 18th vow is the most genuine among all genuineness of the teachings in Shakyamuni Buddha's entire life. The name of Amitabha sums up the Buddha's lifelong teachings. What is this 18th vow about? It is about reciting Amitabha. We have found out at last that the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha's entire life can be summed up in the name of Amitabha. This name of Amitabha is the general title of the Tripitaka and 12 divisions of Shakyamuni Buddha's canon. Not only the scriptures of Shakyamuni Buddha, but the scriptures of all Buddhas in past, present, future, and 10 directions, their general title is just this name of Amitabha. That's why the merits of Amitabha can truly be called inconceivable. But how do we obtain this inconceivable merit? It is as simple as stated here. Believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity upon hearing my name. All beings in 10 directions are specified in this vow. This all beings in 10 directions does not exclude any type of sentient beings. All are included. None of the worlds in 10 directions will be left out. Of course, we will also not be left out. We are definitely included. So, believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity is the effect. Hearing my name is the cause. Nevertheless, this hearing does not mean just hearing through ears without understanding. The real hearing is that we truly understand the merits of Amitabha, because it is impossible for us to believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity if we do not comprehend it. Nevertheless, can we interpret this hearing as simply having heard of? There probably really is one kind of person whose good roots are especially deep-seated. They do not know the principles, yet have believed and rejoiced with utmost sincerity simply upon having heard the name of Amitabha. Yes, you can also interpret it in this way. It does not mean that you must listen to the preaching and learn the Dharma. People with deep-seated good roots will believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity upon having merely heard the name of Amitabha, even if they did not listen to the preaching or learn the Dharma. To believe denotes to have faith, and rejoice implies that you are delighted to learn and practice. You feel very fortunate to hear the true Dharma and know this method of Sukhavati rebirth that allows you to eternally depart the sea of misery in this life. You very willingly and happily cultivate this method. This is called believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity. Yet these kinds of people who believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity without knowing the principle, they are not ordinary people. According to the Infinite Life Sutra, only those who have made offerings to innumerable Buddhas in 10 directions can have these good roots. Thanks for learning with us. See you later to find out more about the people who have such good roots. Name Amitabha.